Hi, you've been lied to. Every time someone told you to just try your best, every time someone told you to give it a shot, every time someone handed you the comforting illusion that effort without transformation was enough, they handed you chains disguised as encouragement. Because trying is passive. Trying says, I'll dip my toe in the fire, but I won't become the flame. Trying says, I'll move, but I won't transform. And let me tell you the truth that most people are too afraid to say. Trying is not the path. Becoming is. You weren't born to experiment with greatness. You were born to embody it. You weren't created to take half steps toward your purpose. You were made to set your feet on fire and burn the road behind you, so the only way left is forward. You see it in the mirror sometimes, don't you? That flicker behind your eyes, the ache that knows you've been pretending, the whisper in your chest that says, you could be more, you should be more. And here's where it begins. Not with effort, but with identity. Not with trying, but with becoming. Because Edison didn't try to invent the light bulb 10,000 times, he became the man who never gave up. He burned his comfort for the fire of persistence. Lincoln didn't try to hold a nation together. He became the weight-bearer of history, even as bullets tore through the air and through his soul. Oprah didn't try. To build an empire from trauma, she became the voice no one could silence. They didn't flirt with greatness. They married it. They committed. That's what you've been missing. You've been stuck between versions of yourself, half in, half out, afraid to burn the bridge to your former identity. You say, I'm working on myself, but you're still texting the old mindset at midnight. You say, I want success, but you still entertain the habits of your lowest self. Let me tell you, you will never change your life until you change your identity. And identity isn't something you try, something you decide. Let's break the lie of trying. Because trying is what people do when they want the image of growth without paying the price. It's what we do when we want the applause without the bruises. Trying is motion without meaning. Trying is movement without momentum. Trying is the dance of delay where we pretend we're progressing just enough to avoid the shame of standing still. But it's not enough. You want transformation? You want evolution? Then you must step into the furnace of commitment. Burn the maybes. Kill the almosts. Murder the if it works. There's no space for half-souls here. You see, the mind has two doors, one for action and one for identity. Most people walk through the first and think they've arrived. They start working out, but still call themselves lazy. They start waking early, but still whisper, I'm not a morning person. They start businesses, but still speak like failures. And so, no matter how many actions they take, their subconscious pulls them back like a tide because they've never rewritten the script underneath. But when you stop trying and start becoming, everything shifts. You don't wake up early. You become someone who rises with discipline. You don't start a side hustle. You become someone who creates income through vision. You don't read books. You become someone who hungers for wisdom like oxygen. That's the line you must cross, not action, but identity. Look back at the greatest names in history. Muhammad Ali didn't say, I'm trying to be the greatest. He said, I am the greatest, even before the world believed him. Carnegie didn't ask the world to validate his ambition. He became so rich in belief that steel and power bent to his will. They weren't interested in trying. They were obsessed with becoming, and so must you be. The problem with most people is that they look for guarantees before they leap. They say, I'll give my all once I see results. They say, I'll believe once I have proof. But real transformation works in reverse. You believe first. You commit first. You become and the world bends in response. So let's talk mindset. Let's talk about the war in your head. Because the world doesn't need another person with potential. It needs someone who chooses. Trying is for people who want to stay safe in the cocoon of excuses. Becoming is for people who are willing to shatter that shell and bleed into evolution. Here's a fact they don't teach in school. Trying doesn't build muscle. Commitment does. Trying doesn't build wealth. Vision and obsession do. Trying doesn't heal. Radical ownership does. And if your mind is still entertaining options of escape, you haven't truly committed. Burn the exit. Close the loopholes. Drown the backup plans. Only then will you awaken the version of you that can't be broken. You want to talk belief? And understand this. Belief is not a feeling. Belief is a decision. It is the sword you drive into the ground and say, "Here, I stand here and nothing will move me." Belief is what made Mandela survive 27 years of prison without breaking. Belief is what made Helen Keller speak through silence. Belief is what made Walt Disney go bankrupt multiple times and still dream in color. Belief isn't for the privileged. It's for the committed. It's for the ones who dare to see what others can't yet touch. So stop waiting for signs. Stop waiting for someone to confirm your worth. Stand up. Look into the mirror and declare, "I'm not trying. I'm becoming." Let that phrase become your anthem. Let it bleed into every action, every step, every thought. Because the moment you choose to become fully, completely, irreversibly, the universe begins to reconfigure, not because it's magic, but because the most powerful force on earth is an individual who has decided who they are and refuses to be moved. You want clarity? Then silence the noise of the halfway life. Clarity doesn't come from thinking harder. It comes from subtracting what doesn't belong. Clarity arrives when you stop entertaining what distracts you from your calling. Do you know why most people stay confused? Because they're addicted to indecision. They collect options like trophies. They scroll possibilities like a gambler at a slot machine. But clarity is a violent act. It is the cutting away of all that is not you. It is the stillness that comes when you burn the masks. You don't find clarity by asking, "What should I do?" You find it by declaring, "This is who I am." And when that happens, vision is born. Not a soft, fuzzy dream, not a Pinterest board of possibilities, but a burning, blinding vision that grabs you by the chest and refuses to let go. A vision so vivid you can taste it, so real you build it before it exists. Wright brothers had it when everyone said flight was insanity. Martin Luther King Jr. had it when they tried to silence his voice. Bezos had it when he started with books in a garage and saw an empire. They weren't trying. They were becoming the future before it arrived, and so must you. Close your eyes. See the life you were born to live, not just the success, the contribution, not just the wealth, the impact. See yourself 10 years from now. Are you still trying, or did you finally become? Because if you don't become that future now, you never will. The graveyard is full of people who were going to try tomorrow, full of dreams that died waiting for the perfect moment, full of talents buried beneath hesitation and fear. Do not join them. You've been given one life, one chance to light your fire and burn so brightly that the world cannot forget. You were here. But it will never happen while you're still living in the middle ground, that space between desire and discipline, that purgatory between hope and habit. Let me speak directly to your soul now. You are not a maybe. You are not a kinda. You are not a soft attempt at survival. You are an explosion waiting to happen. You are a storm of potential waiting for permission to unleash. And today, this moment is that permission. So breathe it in. Feel it. Let the old version of you crumble. Let the version who only tried dissolve, and now become discipline. This is the fire where becoming is forged. No one becomes anything without. It's paying the price of consistency. You think success is born in inspiration? No. Success is built in the silence. It's built at 5 a.m. when the world is asleep and you're training. While your doubts scream, it's built when you say no to comfort, no to laziness, no to distractions again and again until the old you forgets how to breathe. Let's make something clear. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect. Discipline says, I am worth the effort. Discipline says, I don't betray my future just to feed my weakness. Discipline is how you prove to yourself that your identity is no longer optional, it's permanent. And you can feel it, can't you? That tightness in your gut when you know you've abandoned your potential? That quiet guilt when your habits betray your vision? It's time to kill that feeling, not with more trying, but with ruthless, daily, repeated, boring, powerful, world-changing discipline. Action. Most people are paralyzed because they wait for the mood to match the mission. They say, "I'll act when I'm ready." But the ones who become legends act because they're not. They use discomfort as fuel. They run toward fear like it's a compass. They treat resistance as a friend, not an enemy. Let me ask you something. What are you not doing that you know? You must? Is it the book you haven't written? The call you haven't made? The business you haven't launched? The body you haven't rebuilt? Now tell me why. Because of fear? Because of judgment? Because of failure? Then good. Because those are the exact signs that action is needed. Fear doesn't mean stop. It means go. Action in the face of fear rewires your soul. It burns a new blueprint into your nervous system. It says, "This is who I am." Now, no more waiting. No more planning. Forever do, act, move, build, break, fail, rise. Because in action, you stop being a spectator and become a creator. Gratitude. You want to know the real flex? It's not success. It's not money. It's not even mastery. It's being able to stand in the middle of the storm and say, "Thank you." Gratitude is power disguised as peace. It's not soft. It's spiritual strength. When you become grateful, you stop feeding from lack. You stop operating from desperation. Because when you're grateful for what you already are, what you already have, what you've already survived, your identity becomes grounded in abundance. And from that place, you no longer try to get. You start to give. You don't chase approval. You express your mission. You don't need to be chosen. You already chose yourself. Gratitude is how you protect the becoming. It's how you anchor your soul while the world shakes. It's how you remind yourself, "I'm not here by accident. I'm not here to blend in. I'm not here to wait. I'm here to create adaptability. If you want to become something the world has, you've never seen then understand this. You must break before you bend. You must be willing to be wrong. Embarrassed, shattered, humbled, disoriented, because adaptability is the ultimate edge in a world that never stops shifting. Darwin didn't say the strongest survive. He said the most adaptable do. That means the ability to pivot is more powerful than the ability to plan. You become when you stop. Needing things to go your way and start using everything that comes your way. Pain. Use it, loss, learn from it, betrayal, refine your circle, for failure, multiply your hunger. The person you are becoming cannot be fragile. You must be fluid like water, but unbreakable like truth. If the path shifts, shift with it. If the storm, come stance in it. If you fall, rise faster. Every identity worth becoming must evolve through resistance. So let the world shape but never define. Resilience. This is the scar tissue of transformation. This is the muscle that grows when life hits you with everything it has, and you hit back. Resilience doesn't come from comfort. It comes from collapse, from the moments you fall apart and rebuild, from the days when getting out of bed is a war but you win anyway. Let me tell you something. No one says enough. You are already resilient. You've survived thoughts that tried to end you. You've buried versions of yourself that couldn't handle the heat. You've walked through hell and didn't lose your soul. That's not weakness. It's becoming. But now it's time to stop surviving and start building. Resilience is how you take your past and alchemize it into power. It's how you say, "I've been broken, but I'm unbreakable now." It's how you look at your wounds and whisper, "Thank you, you made me real." You think becoming ends with a decision? No, it begins there. After the fire of commitment comes the daily sharpening of wisdom. You must learn like your life depends on it, because it does. Every book you read, every failure you analyze, every mentor you observe is a seed in the soil of your becoming. But let's go deeper. Learning isn't just about knowledge. It's about humility. It's saying, "I don't know." But I will. It's admitting, "I'm not there yet, but I'm hungry." The moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. Warren Buffett reads 500 pages a day. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science. Da Vinci dissected corpses to understand anatomy better than the masters, not because they needed to, but because becoming demanded it. If you want to lead, grow, build, speak, love, Spyro must learn, and not occasionally. Relentlessly. Now take all of this. Mindset, belief, clarity, vision, discipline, action, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, learning, and realize. None of it works if you're still trying. You must become the kind of person who bleeds these principles, not practices them. Occasionally lives them religiously. No one cares if you're almost great. No one remembers the person who nearly made it. The world forgets the ones who dabble, but it will never forget the ones who decide. So what do you want to be remembered for? Trying or becoming? You can feel it now, can't you? That burning behind your ribs? That thundering heartbeat that's no longer content with the middle ground? It's your soul knocking. It's the future you. Is pounding at the door of the present. And I'm telling you, open it. Let them in. Let go of the old story. Let go of the half-hearted attempts. Let go of the identity that waits for the world. It's a change before it acts. Because you are the storm. You are the revolution waiting to erupt. The chains are in your hands. The fire is in your breath. The blueprint is already written in your blood. You just need to stop trying and become. Now listen, what you choose in this moment will echo through every room you walk into from here forward. Every conversation, every relationship, every project you begin will all carry the fingerprint of who you decided to become. This is not about hype. It's not about feeling good for a few minutes and then going back to autopilot. This is about identity shift, because there are two versions of you right now. One that lives, and one that could live. One that settles and one that leads, and only one will survive. The rest of your life will be determined by which identity you feed. Will you feed the version that waits, hesitates, apologizes, doubts? Or will you feed the version that builds, burns, bleeds, and rises? There is no neutral path. There never was. Every day you're choosing to shrink or to expand, to hide or to declare, to try or to become. So make the choice boldly. Make it so loudly that the old version, you can't survive the echo. Now understand this. Becoming is not a feeling. It's not lightning bolts and fireworks. It's not motivational quotes and soft music. Becoming is violent. It's the ripping out of roots. It's confrontation. It's brutal honesty in the mirror when no one's watching. Becoming means some people won't recognize you anymore. Some will say you've changed. They're right. You did, because the old you couldn't carry the weight of who you're called to be. The old you couldn't speak like this, walk like this, build like this, shatter ceilings like this. So yes, you've changed. And that's the point. You're not here to stay familiar. You're here to evolve. You are not a statue set and finished. You are a fire, live and consuming. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be unignorable. Let's go deeper. You want to know why most people never become? Because it costs too much. And they're not willing to pay. You can't become and stay comfortable. Can't become and stay liked by everyone. Can't become and keep all your coping mechanisms. Becoming means outgrowing your excuses. Outgrowing your wounds. Outgrowing your need for validation. It means waking up and saying, today, I leave behind who I was not because I hate them, but because I've outgrown them. This isn't rejection of the past. This is transcendence. This is evolution in its purest form, and evolution demands solitude. There will be nights where it's just you and the work. You and the silence. You and the doubt. You'll feel the urge to quit. You'll want to run back to trying. But in those moments, something miraculous happens. You realize that loneliness isn't your enemy. It's your furnace. It's where your conviction is forged, where your identity is tested and revealed. Think of every warrior, philosopher, and creator who changed the world. They didn't become in crowds. They became in caves. Gandhi, alone in silence. Job's in his garage. Jesus in the wilderness. Tesla with only his notebooks and storms of thought. Alone, not lonely. Empty, not void.
Empty, not.
Where you are shaped is where you rise. So if you feel isolated, good. This means you've entered the sacred space of transformation. Don't run from it. Sit in it. Let it burn away what's false. Then stand and walk out reborn. Do you feel it now? That pressure in your chest? That rising breath behind your ribs? It's not fear, it's potential. It's energy you've been suppressing for years, decades even. It's been waiting for this moment. It's at this ignition point. And here it is, so no. More halfway. No more checking in with your fear before you move. No more asking the world for permission to be great. No more trying. From now on, you walk like it. You speak like it. You treat your time like it's sacred. You treat your purpose like it's urgent. Treat your habits like they're life or death, because they are. Every thought now feeds the fire. Every step now builds the future. The hesitation you once held? Gone. The apology in your voice? Dead. The victimhood in your tone? Buried. All that's left is the real you, unchained, unapologetic, undeniable. This is not motivation. This is a resurrection. You are standing at the edge of your former life with matches in your hand. Burn it. Let the smoke rise and write your new ashes. Let the ashes of your past become the soil where your destiny grows. Let the world watch in awe as the one who once hesitated becomes the one who cannot be stopped. And let this be your creed. I don't try. I become. I don't dabble. I devour. I don't hope. I build. I don't wait. I create. I am not here to blend in. I am here to make history. You still with me? Then let's finish this right. Look ahead 10 years from now. You're standing in a life you built. You've created value, left impact, and become a force the world couldn't ignore. And someone younger walks up to you. Their eyes are tired. Their voice is full of doubt. They ask you, how did you do it? What will you say? Will you tell them you tried your best and got lucky? Will you look them dead in the eye and say, I became who I was born to be, no matter the cost? The legacy you're building right now, and it starts today, so say it out loud now. I'm done trying. I'm ready to become. Let it ring in your bones. Let it echo through every habit, every decision, every moment of your day. Because this isn't a phase. It's not a season. It's not a high. It's a shift from who you were.
Ow!
To who you must become, and you will not go back. Not after this. See you subscribe.